Hello students, in this class we are going to discuss about microscopic structure of kidney. So microscopic structure means this structure you can see under the microscope only. Understand? Let us see microscopic structure of the kidney. Kidneys is a collection of millions of uriniferous tubules. Okay, uriniferous tubules means the tubules which form urine. Okay, so the kidney is a collection of millions of uriniferous tubules. Each uriniferous tubule consists of an excretory pod called nephron and of a collecting tubule. Okay. Each uriniferous tubule consists of excretory pod called nephron and of a collecting tubule. Okay, there are 1 to 2 million nephrons in your kidney. Keep in your mind. Okay, 1 to 2 millions are there. So, this nephron is very important. Nephron structure. Okay, listen carefully, and audio is also there. You need not worry. Okay, so the nephrons consist of tubules. Nephrons are nothing but tubules. Okay, tubules. These tubules closed at one end and the other end opening into collecting tubule. Okay, nephron consisting of tubules. These tubules closed at one end and the other end is there, no? That other end is opening into collecting tubule. That you have to keep in your mind, first step. Okay, in the first step, the nephrons consisting of tubules. Nephrons consisting tubules. These tubules, two ends, one end is closed end and another end is continuing and it is opening into collecting tubule. The closed or blind end is intended to form. So the closed end is there. No, this closed end, why it is closed means it is intended to form the cup shaped. Okay, which shape? Cup shaped glomerular capsule. Okay, cup shaped glomerular capsule is formed by blind end. Okay, that glomerular capsule also known as Bowman's capsule. Okay, which almost completely, this glomerular capsule completely encloses a network of arterial capillaries. Okay, Bowman's capsule or glomerular capsule, which is cup shaped, is almost all encloses blood capillary network. Okay, that blood capillary network is known as glomerulus. Okay. So here two structures you came to know. One is glomerular capsule and second one is glomerulus. Glomerulus is a network of arterial capillaries. Okay, and then that capillary enclosed by this capillary capsule. Continuing from the glomerular capsule, the remainder of the nephron is about 3 centimeters. So apart from this glomerular capsule and glomerular, the remainder part of nephron is about 3 centimeters long and is described in 3 parts. Let us see the parts of nephron. Nephron is so you keep in your mind that the nephron is the functional unit of kidney. Okay, so in the brain, what is the functional unit? What is the functional unit of this brain? Yes. So in the same way, the kidneys are also having functional units. Functional unit that is known as nephron. Okay, this nephron is having in detail you are going to know about the 4 parts of nephron here. So the nephron is consisting a renal corpuscle or Malpighian corpuscle and then renal tubule. Okay, 2 parts are there. One is a renal corpuscle or Malpighian corpuscle and tubular part. Okay, these are all 2 parts. Okay, let us see this first part, that is renal corpuscle or Malpighian corpuscle or Bowman's capsule. Okay, all these are all similar words, similar names. Okay, what are they? Renal corpuscle or Malpighian corpuscle or Bowman's corpuscle. Okay, yes, let us see. It is what is this renal corpuscle? So, what is this renal corpuscle means? I will tell you. Listen, the glomerular, which we know previously, the glomerular and glomerular capsule or Bowman's capsule, collectively known as renal corpuscle. Okay. So renal corpus, it is rounded structure consisting of a tuft of capillaries. Tuft of capillaries means small network. Okay, network, small thread like arterioles. Okay, tuft of capillaries. Okay, tuft of capillaries called glomerulus. Tuft of capillaries. So glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries and a cup-like double-layered covering called Bowman's capsule. Okay, or glomerular capsule. The two, okay, already I discussed. The two, so how the Bowman's capsule? Bowman's capsule is like a double-layered covering. Okay, this covering is covered the glomerulus. Bowman's capsule covers glomerulus. Okay. The two layers of glomerular capsule are separated by the urinary space. Okay. And the outer layer is lined by squamous cell. With the light microscope, the inner walls also appear to be lined by mucous squamous cells. Okay. Outer layer, two layers are there, no? Outer layer and inner layer. Okay. Okay, two layers are there. So these two layers, if you see under microscope, they are lined by squamous cells. But if you see the inner layer, under electronic microscope, okay, under electronic microscope, if you see the walls, layers of this capsule, it can show that these cells are highly specialized structure. These cells have highly specialized structure. So that highly specialized structure cells are called podocytes. Okay. Let us see, this is the corpuscle. Figure, this is corpuscle. This corpuscle is consisting of afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole. See, this is the urinary space between inner layer and outer layer of Bowman's capsule or glomerular capsule. Okay, see, this is glomerular capsule. Okay, this is glomerulus. The tuft of capillaries is known as glomerulus. The capsule which is surrounding this glomerulus is known as glomerular capsule, and the space between two, this is double layer cup shaped glomerulus. The space between first layer and second layer or inner layer or outer layer or visceral and parietal layer, there is space for urine that is known as urinary space. Okay, all this is afferent arteriole. What is this afferent arteriole means? In the cortex, when the renal artery is supplying the kidney, is it not? When this renal artery entering into the cortex, entering into the kidney cortex, it is divided into afferent arteriole, and this afferent arteriole in the glomerulus become folded, tuft, coming together like a threads. Okay, this is known as glomerulus. Afferent arteriole in the glomerular capsule form tuft, that is known as afferent arteriole. So the afferent arteriole is entering into the glomerular capsule, and also there is after this tuft, efferent arteriole or arteriole is coming out of this glomerulus, that is known as efferent arteriole. Okay, so this is all this structure what I said is known as corpuscle. Okay, or Malpighian cell. Understand, girls? Okay. Next is the renal tubule or tubular part. This tubular part is a long complicated tubule. It has different parts. These are number 1 proximal convoluted tubule, number 2 distal convoluted, number 2 loop of Henle, sorry, ఇది పైకి రావాలి, Number 2 is loop of Henle, and number 3 is distal convoluted tubule. So proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule, between these tubules there is loop of Henle. Okay, keep in your mind. Okay, and let us see proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, this proximal, if you go for this figure, see, this is proximal convoluted tubule. See, proximal convoluted. This proximal convoluted tubule, see, the corpuscle is continued as proximal convoluted tubule, or this glomerular capsule outer layer is continued as a proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, clear? This proximal convoluted tubule lined with the cuboidal or low columnar epithelium, the cells provided with microvilli and numerous mitochondria. Okay, that is about proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule lined with cuboidal or low columnar epithelium, these cells provided with microvilli. So proximal convoluted tubule antune microvilli gurtu ravali meeku, mitochondria gurtu ravali. Okay, and loop of Henle. This loop of Henle has a descending limb. This descending limb is continuation of this proximal convoluted tubule, descends, and a loop will be formed, and this loop become as ascending limb. Okay, it has descending limb, loop, and ascending limb. The loop of Henle is lined with a low cuboidal or squamous epithelium. Okay, cells are squamous epithelium cells are there. Next, distal convoluted tubule lined with cuboidal cells. Okay, these cells do not have, so distal in the proximal convoluted tubule is having microvilli, whereas distal convoluted tubule there is no microvilli. Okay, and this distal convoluted tubule ends when it joining as a collecting tubule. Okay, this end is joined as collecting tubule. Okay, so the collecting tubules, next is the collecting tubule. The collecting tubule draining different nephrons. Okay, so the collecting tubules draining different nephrons draining into this collecting tubules and join to form larger tubule. So many collecting tubules, many nephrons are there, so many collecting tubules. These collecting tubules form larger tubule called papillary ducts of Bellini. Okay, this large collecting tubule is known as papillary ducts of Bellini. Say all of you along with me. So what is this papillary duct of Bellini? Collecting tubules together form a large tubule. That large collecting tubule is known as papillary ducts of Bellini, which opens into minor calyx. Okay, which open into minor calyx. Already in macroscopic structure or gross structure, you came to know this minor calyx. Okay, yes. So see, this is the beautiful image of a beautiful picture. By seeing this picture, you can understand what is this. Okay, see, this is efferent arteriole, which is the branch from renal artery. Okay, branch from renal artery, efferent entering into glomerular capsule is the efferent arteriole, and cup-like structure, that is glomerular capsule. Okay, and this glomerular capsule having neck, where it is turned upward is called neck, and this is become down, and it is known as proximal convoluted tubule. And this proximal convoluted tubule descends and form a loop, that is known as loop of Henle. Okay, see, loop of Henle, second one, loop of Henle, and this loop of Henle at a distal portion, it forms distal convoluted tubule. Okay, this distal convoluted tubule ends by joining this collecting tubule. And you have to keep in your mind, in the cortex this corpuscle as well as the part of proximal tubule and much part of convoluted tubule are present in cortex, whereas in medulla part of kidney, medullary part of kidney, these are all present. What are they? Peritubular capillaries, descending limb, okay, loop of Henle, peritubular capillaries, and this collecting tubule. All these are all present in medulla. Okay, clear all of you girls? Clear? And see, this is the beautiful picture. So in the kidney there are millions of nephrons are there. See, millions of nephrons are there. Okay, the renal artery entering into cortex, it is divided into afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole. Okay, this is the nephron. Okay, nephron, see, nephron, it is here. So in the medullary part, these loop as well as collecting ducts are there, and in the cortex part there is a corpuscle. Okay, corpuscle, and some part of proximal tubule, convergent tubule is there, and see this Bowman's capsule, which I already explained. Okay, and go through this picture. Okay, peritubular part, glamour, I have given very detailed images for you for easy understanding. Go further.
The nephron is consisting of two parts, that is renal corpuscle and tubular part. Okay, this is renal schematic representation of renal corpuscle. Okay, in this renal corpuscle you are seeing glomerulus, glomerular capsule, afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, visceral and parietal layers of glomerular capsule, and proximal convoluted tubule and urinary space. Okay, this is the structure, microscopic structure of nephron. Okay, let us see what is this glomerulus. Glomerulus is a rounded structure consisting of tuft of blood capillaries, tuft of capillaries. Okay, and next is the glomerular capsule. What is this glomerular capsule? Okay, this glomerulus is surrounded by a cup-like double layer covering called glomerular capsule. Okay, glomerular capsule is a cup-like double layered covering of glomerulus, is known as glomerular capsule. Okay, and then next you are seeing urinary space. Okay, so in this glomerular capsule two layers are there. No, the space between two layers of glomerular capsule is known as urinary space. Okay, and then the glomerular capsule is consisting two layers. I told you already. Inner layer is known as visceral layer and outer layer is known as parietal layer. Okay, and next is afferent arteriole. What is this afferent arteriole? The renal artery, when enter into the cortex, at that time it is coming into this glomerulus, coming into cortex, supplying nephron, and where it is divided into arteries and arterioles. Okay, so when it is entering into glomerular capsule, it is known as glomerular. Okay, so after tuft, the end part of this tuft blood vessel is coming out of this glomerulus is known as efferent arteriole. Okay. So let us see the tubular portion. Okay, second portion of nephron is tubular portion, is it not? So this glomerular capsule is continued as tubule, is it not? This tubular portion divided into three. One is proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, proximal convoluted tubule. This proximal convoluted tubule descend like a loop. Okay, like a loop. This loop-like tubule is known as loop of Henle, and this loop of Henle ascends and become as a distal convoluted tubule. Okay, this distal convoluted tubule enter into collecting duct. Okay, enter into this collecting duct. Okay, so likewise the tubular portion is divided into proximal convoluted tubule, one proximal convoluted tubule, and second one loop of Henle. Okay, and third one distal convoluted tubule. Okay, clear? Okay, so let us see what is this proximal convoluted tubule and which cells it is consisting of. Okay, the proximal convoluted tubule is lined with the cuboidal or low columnar epithelium. The cells are provided with microvilli and numerous mitochondria. Okay, and next is loop of Henle. Okay, this loop of Henle has a descending limb and a loop and ascending limb. Okay, and the loop of Henle is lined with the cuboidal or squamous epithelium. Okay, and next third one is the distal convoluted tubule. This distal convoluted tubule is lined with the cuboidal or low columnar cells. Okay, these cells do not have microvilli. Okay, and the distal convoluted tubule ends by joining a collecting tubule. Okay, the collecting tubules are lined with the cuboidal or low columnar cells.
Okay, next let us see blood supply for kidney. About 25% of the total cardiac output flows through the kidneys, that is 1200 ml per minute or 100 grams. The blood supply for kidney is through the renal artery. Okay, so path of blood in kidney. If you see how the renal artery divided into renal vein. Let us see. Okay, there is a path. So likewise the vein and artery is there. Renal artery first enter and inside it become as interior bar artery, interior bar arteries, and then arcuate artery, interiobular artery, and become as afferent arteriole, and become as glomerular capillaries, and become as efferent arteriole, and this efferent arteriole become as peritubular capillaries, also known as vasa recta. Okay, periorbital vasa recta, and this capillaries, peritubular capillaries become as interiobular vein. Okay, interiobular artery is there, no? So vein, it become as vein, and arcuate vein become arcuate vein. This arcuate vein become as interior bar vein, and this interior bar vein become as a renal vein. Okay, so renal artery supplies and renal vein take impurities. Okay, understand all of you? Go through this image. And venous supply by renal vein, already I told you. Now supply, kidneys are innervated by autonomic nervous system. Okay, you know na autonomic nervous system already discussed. Sympathetic fibers are derived from T10 to L1 segments, and parasympathetic fibers are derived from vagus nerve. Lymphatics from the kidneys drain into the lateral aortic nodes. Okay, this is nerve supply. Nerve supply is by sympathetic and parasympathetic, and lymphatic drainage is by lateral aortic nodes. Okay, aortic nodes. So see, this is the beautiful figure that is interlobar artery, which is the renal artery. This interlobar artery inside pyramid medulla, it enter into medulla, and when it enter into cortex, it is divided into arcuate artery, and this arcuate artery branch again divided into interlobular artery, giving off afferent arteriole to glomeruli. Okay, beautiful picture. Thank you girls. If you have any doubts regarding this, you please call me and find out your doubts. Okay.